You're listening to Empire of Rust, the first and greatest Transformers RPG podcast. Join the heroes of Cybertron as the last vestiges of Starscream's war take them to the far-flung colonies to defend the planet from distant threats and protect the Cybertronian Republic from the shadow of the Harmonium.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Empire of Rust. This is episode 113. Pat, I need a fun number fact about 113.
I don't have one. It's prime. You know,
there you go.
Like you remember like 5 minutes ago when we're like, is there anything else that we should discuss before this thing comes up? Like, this is the kind of shit that you should.
This is what you should have brought.
Literally.
I think he just loves your irritated confusion. You know,
it's the only way I can get a reaction out of some people sometimes.
Numeric prime. It's like the fifth prime.
30th. It's the 30th prime. Yeah, I was just gonna say.
That's actually kind of a fun fact.
He's like the prime that's in charge of, like, you know.
It is a Sophie Germain prime, an Emerp, an isolated prime, a Chen prime, and a Proth prime.
Proth prime. That actually sounds like a Transformer name. Who are you? I am Proth prime.
Unless those are Transformer names, I don't think anyone listening cares.
What does Wildstrike think about this surfeit of primes we have?
There's too many primes. We need to get rid of them all. One at a time, all at once. I don't care.
We just need to divide by 0.
There you go. That always works.
So what you're saying is a Decepticon named Divide by 0 can kill any prime.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Changing my name.
I actually wanted to talk to you, Mike, about something.
Oh, thank God.
At the beginning of this episode. Calm your tits there, Adam. It's fine. I recommended the Masters of the Universe show to you, Revelations. Did I not?
You did.
This was like a year ago? Year and a half ago?
Something like that, yeah.
And you told me before the beginning of the episode, season 3 is already out?
Yeah, technically, it's a new show. It's called Masters of the Universe Revolution, but it is season 3. It continues the same storyline that the other one did.
Awesome. And this is effectively continuing the 84 He-Man cartoon, right?
Yeah, it's continuing the Revelations one, which was a continuation of the 80s cartoon.
What are you hoping they're going to do in this?
Well, I've already seen it.
Well, what do they do? No, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
I'm not going to spoil it.
Do you recommend it to people?
If you enjoyed the Revelations one, then yes.
What if you didn't enjoy He-Man or just didn't watch He-Man when you were a kid?
If you didn't watch it, I think you'd be fine starting with Revelations. It wouldn't be good to start with the new one, just because it's season 3 and a bunch of stuff has happened already. But yeah, if you haven't seen He-Man at all, and you like 80s cartoons or themes similar to that, then it's definitely worth checking out.
They don't like 80s cartoons. They love the 80s cartoons.
All right. I definitely got to watch it. I enjoyed the first one. So you know what? I think it's a good thing to give it a try. Pat, you look just very disinterested right now. Do you not like He-Man?
Oh, no. I mean, I loved it as a kid. I think I only watched probably the first season of the new show, and I thought it was fun, but didn't break any new ground.
It's very nostalgic.
Yeah. And that's a very common thing nowadays. It's like,
it's not a bad thing.
We shouldn't come up with new, interesting stuff. We should just repackage old, interesting stuff.
Said every marketing CEO ever, apparently.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
We're going to get into meta repackaging where we make remakes of things that were already remakes. That's happened a number of times.
That's already happened. Speaking of new things, though, there's actually a show on Netflix called Delicious in Dungeon, which I thought was actually a really interesting anime. It's about It's kind of like the typical adventuring party, delving into a dungeon, killing monsters, finding treasure. Except that the whole premise of the show is that they have to cook the monsters that they kill because there's not enough food down there in order to last all the way to the end of the dungeon. So the entire premise of the episode is about them finding interesting creatures to kill and to eat and to cook.
See, that's so funny because I had an NPC that was like that. He was a very high level ranger that was a connoisseur of rare animals, specifically magical beasts. So he would it was Feast of the Unicorn or Displacer cakes and stuff along those lines. And one of the things is he actually he used it to very subtly kill an archmage because he would mix beholder eye jelly into his meal, so it was effectively anti-magic, so he couldn't cast any spells.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because you don't notice it, and then it's all of a sudden you're eating this thing, and you're oh, this is so delicious. Oh, you didn't detect the poison, did you? Because your detect poison spell didn't work. That's a shame. See, I have a fortitude save. Well, that technically I'm immune to poison because whatever, But yeah, and I wanted PCs to just oh, I want you to go out and not kill a creature. I want you to capture it and bring it back to me.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. You could make a whole campaign on that.
Mm.
It's like the Charles Darwin of the fantasy world.
Yes.
Yeah. Adam, you played a ranger in one of the last games that we all played together.
That wasn't me.
No, you didn't? That wasn't you?
All right, find your copy. It was me.
Wrong, Adam.
How many monsters did you eat, Adam?
None. He was actually he was friends with almost all of them. Friend Lee, anyway.
Yes.
Except Knowles.
Yeah, no, except Knowles. The fucking Knowles. Kill him. Yeah. Kill them all. He did not like Knowles.
Yeah, we had logistical problems. It's since he had so many animal followers that how do we teleport here? We can't teleport enough creatures to get us all there. Can't do 15 creatures.
I remember the nice thing about them is that he spoke with sort of an Egyptian accent. I can't think of it right now, but he named his animal followers after some of the Egyptian gods, and they were the animals that were the heads of these the Egyptian gods, then their deities.
Mm. That was neat.
It was a lot of fun to play.
Yeah, he was fun.
He was the lawful good guy, right?
Yeah, he was a negotiator.
Lawful good ranger.
No, was it? He was good for sure.
God,
I don't know if he was neutral good
funny.
or chaotic good. I'm not sure.
That
He might have been a lot.
That interaction that we had when we were bargaining about selling that genie's pole arm thing, one of my top 10 all-time favorite moments in my gaming history. It was so great.
Yeah, it was awesome. I'd barter. He'd back off. All right, fine. If you don't want to deal, then you can take your thing elsewhere. I'm oh, well, hold on. We still have some wiggle room here. We can work together on this. How about if we do this? And it was, back and forth like that for about 10 minutes going. And he'd give a number out. I'd be you're insulting me now. How dare you? You think I would pay so much for this thing? Yeah, it's clearly crap over here.
I'm giving thumbs up, being we can get a little bit more, and then be oh, no, we're good. But just Adam's look on his face when he's just kind of he's how dare you? Oh, we're good. Okay, there we go. I think it was 150,000 gold that we got for that thing. It was crazy.
Well, speaking of negotiation, you have a prisoner in your car, and you can negotiate with him if you want.
A full tank of gas.
I don't think you're going to get much out of him.
Just because it wasn't said at the end of the last time, because you kind of cut it quick, I do make the Transformers turn back into their truck forms and kind of stall out a little bit before we leave.
You are going to make every single one of these pro-human Because what you were facing is effectively like an anti-Cybertronian militia group on Earth that was formed in response to all of the war that the Transformers have brought to the planet.
Sure.
So you have this group that got together and said, all right, we need to protect Earth from Cybertronians. Doesn't matter which one. We're not going to make distinctions.
Sure.
Cybertronians, Eucarians, don't give a shit.
Yeah.
We got to protect them from transforming robots.
Sure.
Or just robots in general. Like, you've made them think that the Transformers have infiltrated their organization and that they're onto them. You have made them simmer in their own paranoia.
So, one thing I'll say, that was the second meanest thing I thought of doing to them. So,
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
Well, I have a feeling that the first meanest one will eventually come up later, so I'll keep that one in my pocket.
All right.
I gotcha. So yeah, you have. So you feel you have successfully gotten away from this group, and you got one of the members of this militia in your cab there, Sweet Spot. I don't know what you want to do with them. You can just toss them out on the road as you're leaving, or try to talk to them, whatever. And yeah, so you're good to go. What's the next step for our intrepid heroes?
I mean, maybe I could just give them a lecture and we get rid of them.
No, I think we should probably turn them over to the Earth authorities. I mean, what they were doing was still illegal by local laws, I believe.
Yeah, we can't turn them over to the local police station, though, because they're probably in cahoots.
Cahoots with them, or
cahoots with the militia.
Well, don't we have a rapport with local governments and whatnot of Earth?
Yeah, it just means we have to find another place to drop them off. Just wondering if it's more trouble than it's worth.
Oh, I see. Like not local, but somewhere else on Earth.
Yeah.
All right, and we'll do that then. How much further do we need to go on our trek?
You are about midway through Mississippi right now. So you need to head through Alabama and then a large chunk of Florida, and then you will be there.
All right. You want to go one province or territory or state or whatever they're calling it? You want to go one of those over?
Yeah, go one over and go to maybe the FBI office or something like that.
Yeah, something a little bit more civilized. Less outback kind of a feeling.
So you are probably in the eastern section of Mississippi, kind of like southeastern. Let's see, probably near. Let's just pull up a map real quick. Maybe near like Route 98 or something like that, which will eventually head into Alabama, into Mobile, Alabama, and then it will continue on to into Florida.
Mobile, that sounds perfect for you, Sweet Spot.
Mobile is fairly large?
Mobile is the capital of Alabama, if I recall correctly.
Well then, I would say that's probably, about as rural as we can get.
So is it moving? Is it moving because it's mobile? I'm sure you can catch it. There, Sweet Spot.
Well, it's definitely my kind of town. I mean, town named after motion.
Yes, less Velocitronian. Velocitronia? There?
Yep.
Yeah.
I am going to contact our connection here on Earth for Cybertronians. Let them know that we have someone who has broken some ordinance of the local laws here on Earth, and would like a government official that is in the know about our presence on Earth, and obviously cooperative, that can meet us in a local area of Mobile.
Okay.
Good thinking. We have recordings too that you made. Adam made them. Sweet Spot made recordings.
Oh, I forgot to turn them off. I'm still recording.
Damn it, Craig!
That's a podcasting joke, people.
Craig has finally broken the fourth wall.
Craig has made it into the podcast finally.
I'm not going to belabor the point. Yeah, you can go ahead and arrange that. It's not a problem. And just kind of drop him off at...
On our way, we'll drop him off.
You can drop him off on the way.
Pythagoras will just give him a lecture on all the different kinds of Transformers and just take up the entire time until you get there.
Magnum, is high or low good for you?
Uh-oh.
High.
Well, I rolled low. So you're lecturing him, and then about an hour through, he just kind of goes into like this kind of catatonic shock at like being inside a Cybertronian, and he is just unresponsive for hours. Just kind of like holding his like legs like up to his chest, just kind of like rocking back and forth.
His brain module seems to be damaged.
You just turn
Don't worry,
I can't fight this feeling anymore.
And you have given him PTSD now, so good job.
Well, that's probably good that happened, because if Pythagoras was talking any longer, I was going to start doing something to scare them both.
All right, a couple hours go by. You manage to get out of Mississippi and into Alabama. You drop off this dude with the local authorities and transfer all of the recordings to prosecute if the governments choose to do so. And you continue on.
So I'm actually curious as to what a miniaturized Megatron would be like. Like, what does that actually mean? Because, like, if they were able to get this, and there's, like, many of these, then this might be a problem depending on what it is.
I'm curious, too.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and... well, let me ask you how you're going to approach this. Are you going to, like, do scans and examine? You're just going to take it out to a side of the road in, like, West Bumsville, Alabama, and just do some shots and see what it looks like? How you want to approach this?
Pythagoras, hold this paper plate up.
Hey, Wildstrike, do you want to be graced with a Megatron shot?
Absolutely not.
I figure we could do a little bit of both. Let the smart people do their thing first and then verify.
All right, I'll do the engineering.
I will aid. I'm good with weapons. And I add 4.
All right. 44.
We should make it a rule that if ever we're, like, rolling something and you get a 42, regardless of the DC, it's always correct. Like, you've always succeed. You know?
They kind of neat.
I'm down with that.
The glass cannon does a similar thing with 69 and 86. 69 is always the best result on a percentile, and 86 is always the worst.
Why the 86?
Because you've been 86th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're old.
So Magnum, you examine the Megatron weapon on this, and it is a plasma-based weapon, so electricity and fire damage. And you feel that while this is certainly a very powerful weapon, it is going to be it's a little difficult to get shots off because like the charge up and the recoil for it is going to make it very very hard to take multiple shots per turn. So mechanically it is an unwieldy plasma weapon. It is considered a small arm though.
All right.
And it is like in that classic kind of Megatron form where it's like the pistol with like the scope, silencer, and the stock behind it. So it's not just the handgun part of it.
Wow, is it only slightly megalomaniac? Knuckle?
Only slightly.
All right. Well, I could go. Let's park by a big boulder and I'll take a shot with it.
Right. You take a careful aim. And in fact, I want to say you probably spend like a good couple of rounds here just aiming carefully because you don't want to mess up the shot. You squeeze off the trigger and it deals a huge beam of energy to that boulder, dealing 65 damage to that rock.
Oh. Holy Velocitronian sunrise!
Wow.
So what was the generator for that? You're talking 10d6?
It is 10d10 plus 20.
Plus 20.
Holy fuck.
Minimum 30 damage.
Mm-hmm.
How does it get the plus 20?
It's just because it's fucking Megatron.
Okay.
Okay. It's a special weapon.
So, yeah,
right.
That's... these are dangerous. Like, I would not have enjoyed getting hit by that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, if there are more of these out there, it's probably something that the humans should know about.
You said like 20 or something. That I think you said.
Yeah, I think it was somewhere around 20, maybe like 20, 25 or something like that. And a good number of them have already been discovered and confiscated. I think you already did like a culture check or something on these, not last episode, but I think the one before then.
We did.
And the basic story is a humanoid military group called Sky Watch. It was one of the early human military groups that was aware of Cybertronians' presence on Earth before the war started, and they had actually they were the ones who allowed this technology out into the population. I forget the specifics of it, but I'll actually look it up for you guys between sessions, and I'll tell you next time. But yeah, so it effectively a small number of these things, like between 20 and 25, managed to find their way into the general population, and they were done as effectively as deterrents against Cybertronians, because as you can see, even with these, that's significant.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So Pythagoras has got a new boom cannon.
Yeah.
Because it's human sized, right?
Yeah.
It is human sized.
And he is proficient in small arms.
Yeah. Take a battery pack, or does it have an internal battery that needs to be recharged, or is it self-charging?
I'll say that just in case you are keeping it and not giving it back to human authorities, it's only going to be good for about 2 to 3 shots per day.
Okay, because it has a built-in charge to it, and that's all it can handle.
So it's not like you have to replace a battery pack or anything to it.
Okay. More importantly, does it have a safety?
No, of course not. Megatron, what do you think?
All right.
And you can spend some time kind of doing some more research on it, and also kind of scouring your records to see if there's anything more that you can tell.
So before we even make it to our next town, somehow Pythagoras is integrated into his own arm. Who would have thought? You know?
Pythagoras turns it into a target master.
I sort of expected there to be after he fired it, just to be the gun in the air and Pythagoras going backwards about 90 miles an hour.
That would be cool.
The sweet spot would have to catch him.
Wild Strike, I wanted to come to you for a second here. Pythagoras just used a copy of Megatron's alt mode. What's going on with Wild Strike here? Is this okay for him?
Well, Wild Strike definitely did not like the humans having it. For the time being, I think Magnum would be... Wild Strike respects Magnum enough to know that he would respect this weapon, but he'll keep an eye on it, make sure that Magnum doesn't do anything that would endanger the weapon, harm the weapon, give the weapon away to somebody else, things like that.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to dishonor Megatron's sterling reputation.
Exactly. So he'll keep a close eye on it, but he's okay with Magnum using it at the moment.
Now, long term, does Wild Strike think that these weapons should be destroyed? How are they, long term? What is he thinking?
That's a good question. Definitely shouldn't be out in the open for just anybody, but they could be useful for certain Cybertronians, ones that he would approve of having them.
Infiltrators, espionage.
I was thinking laser, blazer, and taser. Personally.
Yeah, right. Just mount a couple on the side there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
going to be.
Look at that! Look at that tiny little pterodactyl. What is it going to do? Oh, it's opening its mouth. Ah!
Dinosaurs with lasers.
So we'll see. Yeah, we'll have to see how Wildstrike is gonna handle this. Seeing this out in the wild. All right. Okay.
See, that's not a sentiment that Carapace shares. Like, I'd be like, oh wait, like there's a really powerful, famous animal that has a really powerful bite. But if somebody else had the ability to bite really hard, I'd be like, no, I don't want other people to have that bite. It's a fucking weapon. Like, why does it... Who gives a shit? Like, oh, if we just put some stripes on it, put an Autobot symbol on it, is it now not Megatron's weapon? I mean, it's like, come on.
It's not that it's Megatron's weapon, it's that it's Megatron.
But it's not, because it's not a Transformer.
But it kind of is.
It's symbolic. I mean, that's
exactly.
That's symbolic.
Okay, so not a symbolism
symbolism means different things to different people. That's the way it is. Mm-hmm. That's all right. We'll only blow up approved bad guys with it.
Well, we should call it Divide by Zero. And now we're good.
All right. Okay. Let's move on to our next destination, shall we?
Yeah, you get back on the road, you start heading east. You skirt around the northern side of Mobile, continue heading east past Alabama and into Florida. You are in the northern sections of Florida right now, and as you are coming to as the day's coming to a close, and you are looking to some place to kind of just camp for the night, you notice something very innocuous on the side of the road. You see a building in the middle of some farmland. There's 3 vehicles parked outside it, and there's a sign that says Alligator Breeding Emporium, called Weird Al's.
Nice.
Magnum, as you get closer and you're running your sensor scans and doing all your checks and everything, you notice that there is an Energon signature coming from this area.
Oh dear. Is it comparable to the gun we found, or is it stronger or weaker?
Much stronger. And as you are kind of heading down the road, getting closer, you can make out there are 4 separate Energon signatures here.
Okay.
4 stronger than that? That's intimidating.
Strong.
This is a little gun, right? I mean, so even though it's powerful, It's probably not a huge Energon signature. It probably means there's 4 bots there, full size. All right, guys. There's 4 possible bogeys, botkeys, off the side of the road. Is it behind the Alligator Emporium?
To the side. And as you get closer, you can see that one of them is actually coming from the Alligator Emporium.
Do I feel? I will look at the vehicles in front and do a life science on those. If I can.
There is a Mack dump truck, a Kawasaki motorcycle, and a Ford Focus.
Put in the dump truck. Roll 20 giveth and taketh away. 26 for life science.
There's a very good chance that this is a Transformer.
All right. Well, I will relay that to my compatriots. Do I see any symbology? Like Autobot sign, Decepticon signs?
You're gonna need a perception check on that one. And I think that all of you will be getting close enough to make a perception check as well.
Not particularly good. 21?
31.
Yeah!
43.
Why do I even bother, right? Wildstrike.
Yes.
You notice an Autobot symbol on the motorcycle.
Oh.
Carapace, you notice the Autobot symbol on the motorcycle and another odd like symbol on the on all of them. That's a little bit harder to kind of notice, and it's not a symbol that you recognize. It looks like 2 circles with like 4 spokes kind of connecting them. It almost looks like kind of like a turbine engine, like if you would kind of look into a turbine, that kind of like vibe to it.
Okay.
You can see that all 3 vehicles have that, and the building does too.
Oh no. Life science on the building.
and Magnum, you notice all of that, and yeah, I'll even give you kind of some like a little bit extra on that one. It seems pretty obvious from the discongruity through all these vehicles and why they just all be like here at the same in the same place. These are likely Cybertronians.
Can I do a culture check on the symbol?
Are we getting combiner energy there?
With that perception, I'd say no.
Okay.
That kind of vibe.
I wasn't sure if like they all had effectively the same tattoo. Like it was one of those kind of things.
Yep.
So I'll do a culture check if that's all right.
I can give you something with culture, but a mysticism is actually going to be a better one for this.
Okay.
Can we all do this, or is it?
As long as Magnum is sharing information, sure.
I got a 28 on culture. I can do mysticism.
Okay.
Not great at mysticism.
Yeah, I don't help. Culture I potentially could, but culture I got a 31.
Oh.
Nothing on mysticism though. Oh, Magnum.
I don't remember putting all those ranks into it. But, yeah, I got a 38 on mysticism.
I was not expecting you to roll so high on these ones. But between the 2 of you, I think you can both kind of put 2 and 2 together on this one. The symbol is actually one for for Mortilis, the god of death from the Guiding Hand. Well, not so much the god of death, but like the personification of death. But with such a high roll, you understand that it's not so much death as in killing, it's death as in part of the natural cycle of the universe, of death, of life, death, rebirth, recycle, and the endless loop of life. So not necessarily a chaotic or an evil thing, just this is an aspect of the world.
Right.
And again, this symbol is specifically for Mortilis of the Guiding Hand.
Do we do anything about the people who wear it? Like, they just sort of... It's just sort of their religion and, or do they have cults and stuff?
There are cults of it, sure. And it is wide and varied. Like, some of the more chaotic and evil kind of Transformers will use it as an excuse to kill. But there's people who would worship, or not worship, but look upon Mortilis as like a guiding principle, and it's like, okay, the end of something is not something to be, not something to avoid. It's just part of the natural cycle.
A naturalism sort of thing.
Good way of putting it, yeah. And I'll give you a quick little background from what you remember on the Guiding Hand, because you both crushed these checks. The Guiding Hand is kind of a mythological set of 5 Transformers who are believed to be the first 5 Transformers that came about. Primus, Adaptus, Solimus, Epistemus, and Mortilis. Primus being like the light god, effectively. Epistemus, the
knowledge,
the intelligent one, effectively the brain. If you were to kind of bring it down to the pieces of a Transformer, the Epistemus would be the brain module. Solimus is the god of wisdom, the spark. Adaptus would be the god of change, so he's responsible for the transformation cog. And then Mortilis would have been the one that ends life, brings new life, yada yada. So, the Guiding Hand were effectively the forefathers of Transformer civilization.
The 5 fathers.
So guys, do we want to stop and say hi?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We are still in Mississippi.
Nope, you're in northern Florida,
Northern
northwestern
Florida,
Florida.
Oh,
At this point.
getting close.
Yeah, we hit mobile and we did not remain stationary.
That's true.
I'll send a message up to Wildstrike that we're gonna stop, I guess, if he wants to come down.
Sure, I'll come down. Just be cautious.
Oh, we're always cautious, aren't we? No, I guess not. Yes, cautious.
All right, who's taking the lead on this one? Who's dropping up first, or landing first?
I won't because I saw the Autobot symbol, so I will wait.
I'll pull right up there. Rum rum, zip zoom.
The Ford Focus pulls back and transforms.
Get to stretch your legs.
All right. Is this an appropriate area to do such a thing?
Well, yeah, of course. There's nothing around here. Just take a look at your sensors. There's nothing for miles, except that animal over there. Yeah, you want to watch out for that. Watch out for that. We thought it was an alligator, but turns out that there's not many alligators this far north. Who knew?
Maybe it's a dinosaur. I hear that they used to be around here too.
And he'll reach out his hand to shake.
No, that's an awful human thing to do, but okay.
Well, when on Earth? Name is Mild Punch.
Mild punch. All right.
Why, you making fun of my name?
I would never, sir. A name is a sacred thing amongst bots. Mine is Sweet Spot.
Sweet Spot, you say? Hey, you got a name that's kind of similar to the motorcycle over here. Hey, Short Spot, come on over.
And Short Spot will transform. That's the motorcycle.
Oh, all right.
All right, I don't know if you've transformed or not, but I'm going to.
Yeah, obviously shaking hands is kind of a transformed thing to do.
Yeah, we all took new names when we came to Earth here, so I just thought it was a nice place for a fresh start, you know?
Interesting. So you've enjoyed it here. Nice to meet you, by the way. My name's Magnum. And he'll shake hands.
Yep. I'll introduce, and he'll gesture over to the dump truck who transforms.
I'm paper thin.
Paper thin?
Paper thin. Yeah, you heard me.
I don't like these guys.
I don't like them.
This is the irony patrol.
Yeah, I don't like these guys.
And that guy over there, that's Al.
Al.
Al transforms one part of his building.
Is that Weird Al?
Shakes like waves. Yep.
Oh wow.
He's kind of weird.
I don't meet many other structure formers. He's pretty big too, isn't he?
He is. He's actually a little like the next size up from you. Short Spot is the one with the motorcycle with the Autobot symbol. Al doesn't transform. He feels like it's kind of like sleepy-ish. It's just kind of like recharging. He's probably been doing kind of maybe the same thing that you had thought to do, Magnum, kind of keeping these guys charged. And then Paper Thin, the dump truck, and Mild Punch, the Ford Focus.
The innocuous four.
What brings you four bots this far east?
Oh, we're just doing some routine government work right now. Surveying and things like that, checking the roads, making sure they're fit for transport, that sort of thing.
Some government work, huh? That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I guess. And we have a couple other miscellaneous tasks that we're doing while we're out in Florida. Nothing too big a deal.
Are you guys like cops or something? Like what's the deal?
I guess we'd be called consultants. Yeah, consultants. Yes.
Consultants.
Well, we're actually trying our hand at bounty hunting.
Oh, okay.
You don't say. And I kind of look towards Carapace.
I mean, you can hear my eyes rolling. I'm sorry.
Pong.
Yeah.
Mostly because you need to oil those things.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking to myself, how many people are fighting in Florida? There seems to be a surfeit of bounty hunters around here.
Are you hunting Transformers or humans?
We're hunting this Transformer that we heard about back in Metro Titan. Some crazy like big like Yukaran. What was his name? Short Spot.
Oh, he was what was his name? Leather back, leather neck, leather boots. I don't know. He's not even around anymore.
You were saying something about some bounty that he was chasing, and we were talking about the amounts, and you were saying like how lucrative that bounty hunting is as a profession. So we were quite taken.
Wait, so you're looking for Leatherback, or you just heard the stories from Leatherback?
The stories from Leatherback. He claimed that there was this near mythological figure out in Florida.
Oh, so you're hunting the Swamp Thing?
Swamp Thing? No. I don't think it was Swamp Thing. It was Swamp Stone. Right. Did you heard the same thing? He was a pretty loud bot.
Yeah, I think I heard him yell about that a couple times. Maybe, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think he was just like talking about it, just like to anyone who would listen.
Yeah.
Honestly, he seemed kind of a blowhard, you know. But
yeah. Don't worry, he's mellowed out quite a bit.
So why would you take his word on anything, especially a mythical figure?
Well, like I said, this is our first time doing a bounty on this, and we thought let's give it a shot, see if it works. We came to Earth for a fresh start and for something, something new, something different. Maybe there's nothing over there. Maybe this Swamp Stone is just boom right there. But we thought I'd give it a shot and try it out.
I am so offended by this. I've been a bounty hunter for 5 million years, and the idea that these, I don't even know what to call them, are trying to find Santa Claus on their first try. Oh my god.
And you know what's going to happen? We're going to run into them more than once.
No, of course.
Not if we take him out now.
You're not the first person to think that. Oh my god. How many more nodules do you think we can get from this guy, Pythagoras?
Oh, probably, a good 6 or 7.
You're just walking healing potions to me. That's all you are.
So, unlike comms talk, so are you thinking that we should team up with them? Kind of let them walk into traps and whatnot?
No.
I'll be amazed if they go in the correct direction. They'll probably find the West Coast before they find this fucking thing.
Yeah, I mean, they would be an annoyance, but we're not trying to kill Swampface, so...
It's possible that they misheard. I think they were looking for Disneyland, not Disney World. Or it's the opposite. I actually always confused the two myself, so...
That's a good idea. So you heard that Swampstone was in Florida?
Yeah, that's right. Leatherneck kept on... he did one of those the weird things. He said he called him an aside. He just kind of whispered. He's yeah, he's in Florida.
You didn't mean... I mean, I got confused by this myself because when I talked to him, he said they were in California. Or Flornia. California. Wait, let me get the map. Digs inside his jacket. He unravels it. It's as big as a house. Cuba. No, that's not it. Hold on. Canada. Wait. Give me a second. You just see a mound of paper rustling. Yes. California.
Where did you find paper?
What? I don't know. It was nothing can be proven. Anyway. See, it says
around Magnum, certainly.
I think they use the local spelling California. They leave the L out, but I think it's supposed to be California. Because that's, he told me the Cal was sometimes silent, and then he was talking to me way too much. Leatherface was, but I was stuck at a cocktail party, You can't just walk away, and you gotta sort of stand there. He's like, Swampstone this, Swamp Face that. I gotta go to California, They have oranges and things like that there. So,
you were telling me about that, right? You were saying that that cocktail party, he was getting really wasted on the old nightmare fuel there, and how
probably.
you know how Leatherface is. He gets all talky when he gets intoxicated on the nightmare fuel. Yeah, I believe that because your secrets get let out when you're loaded up with that nightmare fuel.
Oh, I had one of those.
Yeah.
I will aid Matt on his bluff.
Just something to keep in mind. Recall that I have incorporated parts of Leatherback's body into my own in order to get the bite. So,
He's like hide it behind his back.
I got a 25 to help Matt with his bluff check.
All right.
Let's do it.
And I will help by not trying.
Bravo.
So ironically, I rolled a fucking modified 20.
Okay, are you actually assisting there, Pat?
No, I said I wasn't, but I just rolled for this, see what happens. And I rolled a 19, so I was like, God damn.
For shits and giggles.
Yeah. Giggles and
All right.
shits and giggles.
34 bluff. You'll start attempting to fold up the paper. This could take a while.
So wait, so you're saying that we're on the wrong coast? We needed to go west? Is that what's going on right now?
If you're trying to get to California, I think that's the way you have to go. It seems nice around here too, but if you're looking for this dude, and he said, and it was Leatherback, I think you might be in the wrong place.
Kind of like looks at the rest of his companions here. It's like,
That makes perfect sense. Everyone said that there were supposed to be alligators here in Florida, and here we are, and there's no alligators. Al even got this great disguise. Look at that disguise, Al.
Yeah, I know, it's pretty brilliant, and it's well prepared. You guys obviously did your homework, I think Swampstone's in serious trouble, right? But you're gonna have to take a little more journey, I think. I don't know. It's up to you. Maybe you could just hang out, enjoy the enjoy the not alligators. I don't know, but if you are up to business, you might have to do some trekking.
We're gonna have to make like days-long trip back west, back where we came from, and then further past the desert. Obviously, there's no alligators in the desert, right?
Well,
right now.
Yep.
I hear that Cape Canaveral is pretty close here. You might be able to catch a ride on a rocket. That'd be a lot faster.
There's also a gigantic sculpture of Megatron's face that somehow appeared in the desert that you might want to check out.
and you see the motorcycle going, just shaking your head, nope.
If you catch up to Mobile, you can ride it for a while.
You could relieve some of your fuel on it. I wouldn't stop for too long in Mississippi, though. It's not very hospitable to Cybertronian.
Yeah, avoid the knee-jerk town, whatever it was called.
Lint.
Avoid Lint.
All right, thanks so much for the help here, you four, because we would have just kept on going, and if this is not where we're supposed to be, then we need to go. We need to head back.
All right, well, it was really nice meeting to you guys.
You've saved us so much time. And yes, definitely. We'd love to, catch some energon with you guys. Maybe when you're on the way back, maybe we can all meet up at Metro Titan for a drink or a meal or something.
I think I'd
Sounds
really
like a
like
good idea
that.
to me.
How about you, Al? What do you think? Yo.
Wow. I'm so glad we stopped. I'm so glad that we stopped.
Thank you for the idea, Pat.
I imagine you guys at least stay the night and head out the next morning, like after a recharge. But yeah,
Okay, this road is still straight, so we're good. Let's move on, guys.
in the morning, you all wave your goodbyes. Bye.
Yeah.
Thanks for all the help. Da-da-da-da.
Think they'll actually find him out there?
It'll take a miracle. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Well, now we get to look forward to them trying to kill us in 5 levels.
Oh, bring it. Bring it. Let it be brought in.
You continue heading on the East Road as it continues past Tallahassee and into the main body of Florida, and then it starts heading southward. And you follow the road, follow the kind of the back roads, and down the entire length of Florida until you start coming to right around like the southern tip, where where the Everglades are, and where the actual like swamps are.
We better get there soon. We're running out of landmass.
Good point.
Yeah, you have the location, at least the approximate location, like pretty tight, down to a couple of square miles of the Everglades as to where Leatherback thought he saw or thought Swampstone was. And you head in that direction.
I'm curious, who's trying to kill this dude anyway? But yeah, it was the Fate Weavers. It was sort of like a throwaway bounty from the Fate Weavers.
Yeah. It's like if you find him, bring him. If not, then whatever.
And whatever.
Whatever.
The things we do for Rex. The things we do for Rex. The things we do for Rex, yeah.
After many days of travel, you've managed to make your way into the Everglades, and you'll notice I just moved all of you onto a new map. You are in the bottom left-hand corner.
Yep, there we are.
Now, this is going to take this is still a couple of square miles of land to search, but I will say that the moment you get into the area that you are going to start looking for Swampstone in, you notice something metallic lying in a small, shallow part of the swamp.
Oh, there he is.
Huh. Who knew?
That was easy.
Let's go check it out.
Yeah.
Smaller than I would have expected.
As you get closer, it looks like a bot. In fact, it looks like a Pythagoras-sized bot. And you can see that it looks like this bot has been injured.
No.
And is unconscious.
All right, well, we drag him take him out of the water and put him on the land. And Pythagoras will check him out and do a healing on him.
Sure thing.
So we restored 7 hit points.
And go ahead and give me a medicine check while you're doing it.
Yeah, I want to know what happened to him.
Nice.
All right, 34.
He has a number of injuries all around him, and they are like piercing kind of injuries, almost from bites. It looks like it was like someone had kind of like nommed down on him and started like chewing and dragging. You can kind of see parts where it looks like it got a hold of his leg and started pulling, and you can see like tension, like damage on the leg, and you can see like bite marks on a good chunk of the rest of the body.
So when you say bite marks, are we talking like Transformer biting him, or like alligators biting him? Like, are there organic matter still in the, his skin?
Yeah, you don't think an alligator would be strong enough to bite through the metal, like bite through Cybertronian alloy.
Oh. So
this is likely from something that's not organic.
Interesting.
Critters are down here.
Nice.
Some new things for the menu.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'll pump more hit points into him if I can try to repair him.
using my survival, can I try and figure out what actually, like, based on the size and that kind of stuff, can I figure out what type of creature might have attacked him?
Sure, go for it. Give me survival.
6 plus 16 is 24.
They were medium-sized creatures, certainly. They were not like your size. You can tell that from the distance of the impact points. And judging from how many there are, you're thinking that there's at least 2, maybe 3 or 4.
I'm actually going to transform into my structure, full size. And
then that would sink it to the swamp.
It could. Get him in here quick.
Why is he singing?
No. There will be no singing here. None of that. No.
Thank you, Adam.
In the first round, I'll heal him with 26 hit points.
Okay.
And I can keep doing this until I have him completely repaired.
It takes 3 rounds to get him up to max.
All right. Save me some notes, though.
3 cycles later.
All right, now we can ask him what he's doing here. Wake up, sunshine.
He'll open his eyes and look around. Who are all of you? And we'll see you next time.
Oh, we have answers. Oh.
From the secret files of Teletran 1, Empire of Rust is written in GM by Michael Ordway. Detective Magnum and his partner Pythagoras are played by Matthew G. Ambassador Sweetspot, Councilman of Velocitron, is played by Adam H.U. The Decepticon Target Master, Wildstrike, and his partner Nico are played by Mike M. And Carapace, the Beast Warrior of Primitive Eucharis, is played by Patrick Finn. Additional characters are played by Michael Ordway, Brandon Ouellette, and Charlotte Chapman. Outro narration by Derek Bixby. Empire of Rust is supported by the humans and networks of planet Earth, whose online networks provide access to libraries of sound effects and music such as Storyblocks, Zasplat, Blue Zone, Pixabay, Paper Yellow Music, and Dark Fantasy Studios. We are distributed by the Transmissions Podcast Network. Stay up to date with all the latest news and reviews in the world of the Transformers by going to transmissionspodcast.com or searching the Transmissions wherever you get podcasts. You can communicate with the heroes of Cybertron by joining us on the Transmissions Discord channel. There you can discuss episodes, talk to the cast, and download the rule set used in Empire of Rust. Teletran 1, signing off.